Hi, welcome to another episode of Fish Tank Fever. Today I'm going to be talking about one of my first kind of fish, which wasn't my first fish, and a lot of everybody else's first fish, which would be bettas. First, the history of bettas is they originated in Taiwan, and in mud holes and rice paddy fields. They weren't as bright and colorful, and their fins weren't as long. Generally, humans had taken them, and they had, through selective breeding, made them more pretty and more popular. Bettas are, I believe it's pronounced labyrinth breathers, which means that they swim to the top of your tank, and they will breathe air instead of do whatever funky stuff you do with gills. And because of this reason, bettas have been mistreated a lot by people taking them and putting them in those small cups because they didn't need the water to breathe. They could breathe from the top in the air. And because the males are very territorial, so for bigger companies to house many bettas to sell, it was easier for them, though inhumane, to stick these bettas in little cups to sell them. Because beta males can't be housed together. Males and females can't be housed together. Bettas just can't be housed together. Bettas need a temperature of about 72 to 76. And the minimum tank size is supposed to be 2 gallons. A lot of people go out and they buy those little 1 gallon, 1.5 gallon, stupid little plastic tanks, and they throw a betta in it. They look at it every once in a while, throw some food in there, and that's what they call it. The bettas are live creatures, and they are pets, and if you buy one, you should be able to properly take care of it, and should go out of your way to try to take care of that fish. I believe that bettas should not have more or less than 5 gallons, because I believe that anything that you bring in your home should have the best that you can give it, and it's not much room in a 2 gallon tank for anything. And bettas, they are very active fish, and that's another reason why I don't think they should be in 2 gallon tanks, because if you put them in their proper environment, you'll realize that they're very active, and they need a lot of activity and stuff to do. That's why they sell things like little betta balls that they roll around. It's so cute when they roll them around. And they sell a lot of things specialized for bettas, but bettas are still pretty much pushed to the back compared to the other fish. But don't put your bettas in those little shitty tanks, and oops, don't. I got my betta right now. I didn't mean to buy him. Well, I went to Walmart. He was sitting in his little cup, and the employee's just doing the shittiest job taking care of these fish. He was sitting in his cup, and literally the water was black. I had no idea what color it was, but when I lifted it up to the light, I could see that there was something in there and that it was moving. So I took off the lid, and I poked him around and made sure he was still alive. Brought him home with me, and acclimated him to my 30 gallon. There was nothing in the 30 gallon, so I decided to keep it going there. So I put him in there, and he's really pretty. He's a blood red betta. And looking at me right now, he's a huge bag too. I decided that this was still going to be my community tank. It's a plant tank, so there's a lot of plants for a way to hide them. Bettas really like plants, and if you're going to put them in a community tank, bettas do good and do not do good in community tanks for the most part. They do good if you can house them properly. They do not do good if you do not know what you're doing and you just throw a betta in a tank full of fish. What I do first is I put the betta in first. Mostly because that's how it happened, and secondly because I wanted to work around my betta. I feel like putting a betta in with a tank full of fish is kind of a recipe for disaster. They're mean, and if they want to fight, and you put him in there and he's confused, he sees all these fish, he's going to freak out, and I feel like he's going to attack and kill a bunch of these fish. So I put him in there, and I got one out, and this tank was running for about 2 months before I put anything in it. So cycling, make sure you cycle your tanks. And then I stuck in him. Then about a week later, I went out and I got my cories, because I love cory cats. So I got about 6 cory cats, the emerald ones. and I stuck them in there. I wasn't worried about them because they're bottom feeders. They aren't in his way. They hide. They just do their own thing. He kind of likes them, follows them around, and when I first got him, he always followed them around, tried to see what they were doing, because if you take a fish that's lived in a cup its entire life, and you put it in a tank with other fish, he's the most curious thing in the world, because he's never seen anything else. I also got another, his top dweller, middle dweller, or whatever, so that way he could, try to see how it was with an actual other fish that he was going to see. So I got a sailfin molly, who at the time did not know, was probably pregnant. Just, okay, we started on pregnancy, fish pregnancy, okay. And, which I bet that's probably going to be a good snack for him, because I'm not going to take the babies out. He could use a good slice of protein, and I feel like babies are going to do just that. And so could she, since I got them both out of shitty conditions, but, just followed her around for a little bit, checked her out, you know, kind of thing. It's totally cool. Mostly, pre-betas with other fish depends on the beta. You want a beta that's going to be more docile, and to test that, if you already have yours, and you want other betas to test them with, just stick a mirror up to your tank and see how much he wants to fight with himself. Mine, put the mirror up to the tank, he'll look at himself like this, like, what the fuck you doing? What you doing? Then I'll leave. And, the only thing he has a problem with is my filter. He fights with my filter all the time. That's about it. Betas, if you have a beta by itself, it's probably not, it really won't need a filter. And filters are good. Filters are always good to keep your water clean. But for the beta, generally they aren't dirty. And since they breathe from the top, they can handle more varying conditions. If you do your weekly water changes, you ain't really going to need a filter. You don't need air stones because, again, they don't. Although I do recommend filters for one reason, and that's going to be water current, because you don't want your water to get stagnant. If you get stagnant water, then it's just shitty for fish, and they'll probably die. So, do your water changes. Always do water changes. How's the beta in proper temperature? You also, if you can maintain the same temperature in your room as you can in your tank, then you probably don't need to buy a heater. This is my tropical tank, my 30-gallon, and it remains at 76 at all times because my room is always at 84. Because I love the heat. I'm pretty much reptile. My cold water tank, I have a problem keeping my cold water tank cold because, again, it's always hot in my room. But I just do water changes and only put cold water in there with no heat. So betas are pretty easy to take care of if you know how to take care of them. When you first get them, if you really want to beef them up and make them really nice after you get them and you think there's something like you're going to die, then I suggest giving them something like bloodworms right away. And always give your beta something meaty. They like bloodworms. Go outside, catch a couple of earthworms. If I catch them, you don't have to catch them because you know they're easy and they don't run away. Go get some earthworms, cut them up to little pieces, and give them your beta. You'll freaking love that. Just like my goldfish, they love it. Betas love it. Molly tries to... She don't give two shits, but she likes food, so she wants to eat all the time. The cories will eat anything from the bottom, so don't worry about overfeeding. Don't overfeed your beta. His stomach is supposed to be the size of his eye. I would give him 2 pellets. So, you don't need to really... Betas are pretty easy. They love plants. They really love live plants, so I really suggest putting some in there, even with this tank. The more plants you have in there, the more nice he's going to look. You will see a big change from your beta if you move him from a 2-gallon tank to a 5-gallon tank, because he's going to have a lot of room to play, a lot of room to chill. And seriously, you can even move from a 10-gallon tank, because me and you both know, at Walmart, they got a full setup for a 10-gallon tank for $30, or just a tank for $13. You can handle that. Take the filter off your little shitty tank you got now and just stick it on the 10-gallon because you don't need a filter. You just need literally a tank. Stick your water in there, dechlorinate it, stick him in there. He will have fun. Even if there's nothing in that tank right now, he'll have the time of his life because betas are the most curious little things and I think they deserve more room. So, I guess that's pretty much all I got on betas. Oh, a top. If you have shitty water, the top is recommended. I don't have a top on mine because I have really nice water and my beta really likes it in there. He's not going to want to get out. Betas will, in the wild, jump from one pond to another when the first pond becomes insufficient. And so if he feels your tank is insufficient, he will try to jump from your tank to another pond So if you have shitty water, I suggest getting a lid. And he just probably got himself stuck. No, he didn't. Anyway. Oh, I'll show you guys my Betta. This is sitting right here. There he is. Thinks he's cool. Oh, I guess that's pretty much it. So, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Have a good day. Keep on with fish tank fever, guys.